This is a pretty meta line that you can use to climb in Go Battle League, so today trainers we're diving together into Great League with a Chargeback team, having at the back Leaky Tank as a safe switch and of course Azumarill as our main closer without Hydro Pump. I figured out that Hydro Pump is not gonna help me much to be fair, and of course Ice Beam and the Player Up are gonna be my main charge attacks. So over here now we're having one of the worst leads, if not the worst, up against the Steelix, so we eventually need to switch out aggressively to our Leaky Tank. Pretty much even up against the Bastiodon you want to follow the same strategy, and as you can see here, not only we can do a lot of damage on the Steelix but also apply a lot of pressure on Pelipper as well. At this point, even if that is a Hurricane, which it happens to be one, we can easily tank it because to be fair I want to spend my final 2 shields on my Azumarill, knowing that they have the Steelix around. Most probably my Chargeback will be kinda useless. So over here I'm just gonna get my hands on the Player Off and my opponent will take the move, which is not that great for them because it is super effective, and of course in the process we can easily farm down by spending a shield at some point because we got to, and of course whatever they throw from that Steelix is gonna be most likely resisted, so at some point they also top left this battle, which results into an amazing win for us. Into the next battle now with another bad lead, this time against Dragonair. I know that my Volt switches here are not gonna deal a lot of damage, but at the same time one Exeter is gonna do so much on that Shadow Pokemon. So after we fire off the Exeter, I decide to switch around to my Leaky Tank, and that's mainly because I want them to throw that energy on my Punching Bag, while I want to also see what they might be having at the back. So with Leaky Tank you can definitely achieve this, and not only that but also they have another Shadow Pokemon, which means that a couple of Body Slams later we can do even so much damage on that Gligar. So now that they have a lot of energy, I also know that Azumarill can handle those moves, so I'm not gonna spend any shield at all here, even though I was thinking to on that second move, but hopefully that was just the error lace, so we predicted this one correctly. Now we're just gonna reach to our Player for a little bit of extra damage on that Lantern, and now I'm pretty sure that if we can block here we can completely farm down. The only reason that I want to protect my Chargeback here is because it can be a real threat to Lantern, since we can resist those sparks and we can apply so much pressure with our 2 Exeators. I also know that they cannot farm down in the process, so they have to throw, and that was a CMP. Down goes now our Chargeback, but to be fair the battle is not over yet. But even though they can reach here to a charge attack, we got a shield, we have already reached to that Player Off, and with that CMP in mind we can absolutely wreak havoc over that Lantern and grab yet another huge victory. Chargeback now against another bad lead, or at least kind of a decent one, I'm not sure about it, because my moves are gonna be resisted, but at least we have Exeter, while the only move that can hurt us over here now is gonna be a double Frenzy Plant. So let's see how much a Frenzy Plant can do, and yeah, it deals pretty much how much that Exeter is gonna do, so we're just gonna keep going at it with our moves. So I guess that by blocking here the next Frenzy Plant we can have the upper hand over our opponents, but after that weird lag that we just had, I'm just gonna keep going at it with the Executors and then switch out to my Leaky Tank. So this is a Lantern with Water Gun, and mainly it is gonna be used as a safe switch, because with a Water Gun I think that Lantern is gonna be much more of a safer choice for that Great League format, but it makes no difference at all for my Power Whip, so we can easily finish them off. Now with Chestnut returning into the game, I guess that I can reach the Body Slam to finish it off as well, but they want to sacrifice that final shield of theirs. This is absolutely awesome for me because now I can easily farm down with my Volt switches, and to be totally fair, I'm just expecting a Water type at the back because it would make a lot of sense to run Chestnut with a double Water at the back. So with that in mind, we can easily destroy down the dreams of Ralligator navigator, and after a lot of lag I end up losing this one. Yeah, you heard that right, that was critical lag over there, and when I re-entered my journal and the game, well, overall I saw that I lost to that trainer, even though that could have been a very solid victory for us. Anyways, now weekly tough on the next battle, and what we want to do here is to at least push for that silver advantage, and this team can really excel on that factor. Now with Azumarill coming into the game, I'm just gonna try to completely farm down with my bubbles, and I do not intend to block any of those moves. They are gonna get here to the Disarming Voice, which is a move I was not expecting, to be fair, but I guess that it also makes a lot of sense since they want to do as much damage as possible to us. So by revealing here my Leaky Tank, not only I can see what they might be having at the back, but at the same time they want to stay in so that my Power Whips are gonna do so much damage. This is also a pretty cool information for me, because this might mean that they might be pretty weak to my Power Whips at the very end. And guess what, trainers? Yes, they are. Since they're having Whiskas coming into the game, my main plan here in order to succeed and turn this into a win is to charge up to that Power Whip level, then switch out to my Azumarill, get a lot of energy in the process, and of course go for the double play rough. If we can grab that shield, which we can, as you can see over here, we can still guarantee the knockout with a potential Power Whip, so we're just gonna be looking absolutely fine over here, even though we got one shield remaining. So here comes now Leaky Tank for the final time into this battle, and Power Whip will connect for lethal damage. Time now for the next battle against Beartooth, who is a trainer that I have never heard of. So we're gonna have Annihilate now up in front. All we need to do here is to go for those discharges, and if they take one, perhaps we can farm down with those leaks with ease. So we're just gonna take so much damage from potential Shadow Ball, and we want to block that, but as you can see, they managed to go for the Night Slash and the bait on my shield, which is a pretty good call, to be fair, and I'm just gonna switch out to my Leaky Tank, trying to catch a Shadow Ball in the process, but my opponent knew much better here, able to counter my switch with a Dugong and of course bank the remaining energy for the end game. This might be kinda problematic for me, because knowing now that they have at least a Shadow Ball build up, this might be looking like a very bad luck and bad scenario for my team. So over here now we're just gonna be able to destroy down the remaining HP that Dugong is having, but we still need to take out their final shield out of play. So Body Slam here is gonna apply some extra pressure on that Victory Bell, and in the process we can still rely a lot on our Charge Back and the X Scissor, since we can easily destroy down that poor Victory Bell. So with Magical Leaf I'm pretty safe, I guess, here, as long as we got a shield, and I also believe that even now they can reach those Shadow Balls, we can still go ahead and farm down with the bubbles, get to the Ice Beam. My opponent knows that, and they absolutely do not like this at all, so they just back out from this battle. Into the next one now with a Dugong up in front. Not the best, but still not the worst. I guess it's kinda decent for us, since we can easily destroy them down at some point with our discharges. Now at the back we're meeting up with that Skeletons, and this is absolutely awesome for our Azumarill. All we need to do here is to block those moves, and we're gonna be just fine, because by taking one Shadow Ball they dealt so much damage, and now with the Ice Beam we can finish the move before they reach to another charge attack, and we can maintain that very good lead towards our advantage. Now with the play rough we can apply some extra pressure on their end, and I guess that we have brought them at a point that one discharge might actually do the trick here. They might survive the move, but still one Volt Switch later we can be on a very good spot. A grass type is gonna be their third Pokemon, which means that my X Scissors are gonna be absolutely awesome for me. And not only that, but we also have Leaky Tank into play, which can do so much work up against that Dugong in return. So we're just gonna keep charging up to the X Scissor here, but I get a little bit of FPS drop, not gonna get quite there, and now Leaky Tank is gonna come into the battle after we charge up to a whole discharge worth of energy. Now with the fresh plan important connecting on my Lickitung. All we need to do is to go ahead, survive the following moves, keep that final shield for the very late game, and now with the power whip we can do so much damage on that poor Dugong. They stand absolutely no chance at all, and that's gonna be another big victory for us. Into the final one, trainers, and we finally catch a big break here against that Tentacruel, but I talked too early because now they managed to catch on the Steelix, and we will try to do the same on Azumarill, but of course this is gonna be kinda laggy as well. Sucking Fangs now is gonna be the main move that they can throw, I guess, because no Earthquake is gonna be around, and as you can see I had kinda of a weird visual lag as well. I don't know what is happening. Go Battle League was an absolute go battle lag for me the past couple of days. So anyways, let's leave that aside. Able to completely farm down in the process that Steelix. I'm trying to press now the move here on that play rough. Instead I get a little bit of extra poison jab pressure on my end, but it's still nothing would change, I guess, on dramatic scale. So here Discharge is gonna take most probably their shield, and I could not go for the X-Scissor because I could not risk it at all, blocking here that acid spray, and they have one more ready to go. I was definitely not expecting this, but at least we can take the acid spray, charge up back to that X-Scissor or the Discharge, and of course now we're just gonna come into the battle with our Lickitung. To my surprise, they have a Shadow Victory Bell. This team makes no sense, but I totally like it because Shadow Victory Bell with Magical Leaf is gonna be the one that everyone is using nowadays on Great League after its community day, and at the same time we're just gonna keep going at it with our leaks. Remember that we still have some energy on our charger back, but we're gonna take the victory with Lickitung anyways. That is gonna be all for today, trainers. Thank you for watching and staying around till the end. It really means a lot for my channel. But before you go, like the video, subscribe to my content, and I hope to see you all into the next one.